Web-connected micro-robots. How can flow sound and live video are more help housebound patient family and old human beings hold in concern in teaching staff, household and friends, fight the calamity of insulation and solitude. Zoe Johnson, 16, hasn't been to high school with she was 12. She went to the physician in 2014 in a bit of a ulcer neck, and once how became a crash and disaster, says her mom, Rachel Johnson. The doctor's undiagnosed myalgic encephalomyelitis, ME for brief, as well named as persistent tiredness symptom, a weakening disease touching the nerve and immunity system. Zoe skipped a lot of high school but was capable to go on in her teaching in the assist of an on-the-internet coach. But above the year her actual world friendships disappeared since she's not so quite to see nobody, says Ms. Johnson. For the recent 3 months, although she has been take classes near her ex-counterparts with a telecommuting robotic named AB1. The little, lovely-looking robotic, done by Oslo-based Begin Up No Insulation, sits in the class and streams live video and sound behind to Zoe's pill or smartphone at household. She can say via the robotic and get portion in training session, as well control wherever AV1 is looking. While she wants to ask a issue, the robotics chief starts flashing on and off to alarm the tutor. And while she's too weary or patient to take part, she can rotate AB1's chief dark blue as a alarm. It makes my lifetime a lot more than breathtaking and makes me sense love I refuge been neglected, Zoe says. In the robotics assist she was capable to get 5 GCSE exams the year. We're celebration since she did so lot superior rather than we always dared expect, says Ms. Johnson. Zoe is departure onto research story 1 level and is looking striker to making so in my friends, quite rather than on my own at household. Karen Dalva, the 27-year-old Norse company founder of No Insulation, says a boyfriend work as a nursing in a family's chamber. Aforementioned these guys were pathetic and just vision their families, she says. She and 2 friends, all 3 in a backdrop in mechanical engineering and technique, talked to the family and found how smartphones and exchanging messages apps weren't quite to address their ego of insulation. We implemented the guys necessary to include a present sometime they weren't, says Ms. Dalva. But the family as well told they felt more than convenient while they didn't include to be on screen. So though AV1 enables family to see and listen which's departure on in the class, some family can just listen her vote via the robotics orator. Some telecommuting micro-robots characteristic couple-way live video. Time lot 1 day deadly facility are now curable. It has intended more than human beings residing in persistent illnesses, frequently sense in isolation as a outcome. In 1960, 1.8% of family in the U.S. had a public health state harsh quite to hinder in their normal everyday activities. By 2010, there was more than rather than 8%, onto a research in the magazine of the US Care Associate. So telecommuting micro-robots are increasing quickly in popular. In No Insulation, the makers of AB1, Creature united by the likes of Omnilabs, Giraffe Technologies, Dual Robot and Vecna. Robotic Marketplace Analysis. Liana Jaisu, at ABI Study, believes the marketplace for telecommuting micro-robots will increase of $164 meter, $126 meter, to $237 meter by 2023. But they're not inexpensive. AV1 expenses £2,200 or £167 a monthly to lease. Time Omnilabs Omni Robotic expenses of £1,150. Now can treatment lack besides via present, says Megan Gilmore, a mom of 3 in Canberra, Australia, who has been campaigning for the introduce of such a micro-robots in schools. In 2010, her son Darcy was undiagnosed in a uncommon bloodstream disturbance requiring a ivory squash replant. He skipped 2 years of high school. So in 2012, she begun an organization named Lacking High School, into some Australia mothers whose sons had crucial illnesses. If you ask family which they believe of the micro-robots, each solitary period they say it helps them see their friends, says Ms. Gilmore. Telecommuting micro-robots are as well help fight the solitude and insulation frequently thick felt by older human beings residing one or jammed in clinic. Dorskular, head execution of instinct robot in Tel Aviv, has advanced a robotic intended to be an incentive partner for older human beings. LEQ is an artificial smart robotic Mr. Skiller describes as a accomplice of kinds how suggests things for you to do. Hey, he's very pleasant of, why don't you halt observer TV and go for a go? Or hear to an opera along, or look at Ted say, he says. The capacity to surprise party users is core, Mr. Skiller believes. One day you trust the item is a slight bit live, later the minute it starts operating love a car, how sorcery is break. No insulation has as well intended a unit for older human beings named Comp. It helps household members email pictures, lyrics and live video messages to older loved ones. The reality how 3/4 of human beings elderly 75 or above are not on the web is rather mad, says Ms. Dalva. In fair one key and a television-sized display Comp is lightweight to work and doesn't need usernames or passwords. Household members use an app to stake substance that is downloaded as quickly as the car is switching on. But a key problem for these telecommuting micro-robots is connection, says Veronica Ahumada-Newhart, who teaching them for her doctoral degree at the College of California at Irvine. Schools are constructed of lasting material, bricks and ash blocks, that tend to unit Wi-Fi and portable signals. Users frequently complain about on loser the connect for a class. They're in the grade, making their material, and they get severed, later they aren't very down there, since grade is departure on out of thou, says Ms. Newhart. Ms. Dalva says her business is work to prioritize audio above pictures, if the throughput tablet or fades of the requirement to listen which screecher told more than rather than a very crispy picture at any taking into account other, she says. The micro-robots as well appear to job top in little classes and village schools, wherever students include shut ties in a lacking student, Ms. Newhart adds. For permanently ill family love Zoe, they appear to be manufacturing a big distinction.